Hi fam, welcome back. For my new viewers, hey, welcome. Thank you for spending your time with me. My name is Elle. Today is September 22nd, 2016, and can you believe that the year is going by so fast? There is so much more for us to do, but we have enough time to complete and accomplish everything that we set out to. So don't give up, keep on pushing through. We have no other choice but to do it. Today, I wanted to connect with all of you so that we can discuss a new gemstone this week. And I also wanted to talk to you about the equinox that we experience. I'm in the northern hemisphere, and we experienced the equinox, the fall equinox, this morning at 10:21 a.m. And it's just so synchronistic that the gemstone that I want to discuss with you today does have something to do with the energy of the equinox. So I will, connect all of the dots for you in a minute. But first, let's keep on discussing the equinox. So, contrary to popular belief, the equinox is not an all day occurrence. The equinox actually happens at a specific moment in time, and we experience the fall equinox in the northern hemisphere at 10:21 a.m. Now, another myth about the equinox is that it is a day in which the hours of light and the hours of dark are equal. That is not true. They are very close to being equal, but they are not. We don't experience 12 hours of sunlight and 12 hours of darkness. That's just a misconception and a myth. Um, so it is more balanced than any other day of the year, but it is not exactly 12 hours of light and 12 hours of dark. Now, on top of all of that, during an equinox, the earth is not tilted towards nor away from the sun. And being that it's not tilted towards nor away from the sun, when the equinox happens, what happens is the light and the solar energy from the sun is hitting directly, it's just hitting directly on top of the equator. So that gives the feeling that we are actually having equal hours of light and equal hours of night. But like I said, it's pretty closer to 12 hours of each than any other time because the earth is not tilted away from or nor towards the sun. Also, today, Mercury stationed direct. Not only did Mercury station direct in the sign of Virgo, which is the same sign that it was in retrograde, and Virgo is all about being analytical, breaking things down, being very practical, figuring out how things are. The sun actually moved from the sign of Virgo, being practical, being able to break things down, being able to understand how things move and the working parts of things, into the sign of Libra, which is all about partnership, all about communication, all about peace and balance and unity. So all of these things come into play because our sun gives us our direction. It involves our ego. So the sun's energy now is more in tune with partnerships, is more in tune with being balanced. It's more in tune with unity and being unified, or finding equal you're finding your equilibrium and finding a common ground between two people or things. All of this plays a part of and into the energy of the equinox, because the equinox is a time, like I said, where it's believed that we have 12 hours, equal hours of day and equal hours of night. So the equinox usually also happens twice a year. I forgot to mention that. Equinox, we have two equinoxes a year. One is around March 9th, March 10th, and the other is in September, around September, either between September 20th or September 22nd. So whenever we are in the equinox season, the sun moon moves into the sign of Libra, which also falls in line with us being told and believing that we have balance, an equal balance of daylight hours and nighttime hours. Traditionally, the equinox season, it was actually celebrated over a period of days. And spiritually, the equinox time is when we start to harvest all of the lessons that we have learned throughout the time when we had more hours of sunlight, when we had more hours of direction, and when we had more hours of actually studying and looking at certain things within our life and our spiritual life. During the equinox, we have that quote unquote balance. We have that harmonization between the yin and the yang energy, between our masculine and feminine energy. It gives us the opportunity to be still with ourselves for that one moment in time that we experience the equinox, and actually um, become one with both our feminine and masculine sides, become one with our head, our ego, and our heart, our soul. So, those are some of the significant themes of the equinox if you were not familiar with it. Um, some cultures really, really um, took the seasons very, very seriously, and they devoted a lot of time in spiritual practices to the changing seasons because they knew that as the seasons change, what happens within us and within our spiritual lives also change. So the equinox time is a time where we find balance and where we're able to harvest all of the things that we have learned in the earlier part of the year before we get into that dark time of the year in winter, whereby we go into that dark hibernation stage, and we just like break down and get more acquainted with our darker, and that doesn't necessarily have to mean bad or negative. It's just when a lot of times people who are spiritual say, you know the dark side of you, that doesn't necessarily have to be, or the shadow side of you, that doesn't necessarily have to be something that's negative. It could be something that you might not necessarily want to be more dominant in you, something that you might not necessarily show in your everyday life, something that you may not necessarily want to tap into because it makes you feel a certain way. But it doesn't have to be like, the darker side or the shadow side of me is I'm a killer, or you know it could be the shadow side of me likes to drink coffee and smoke cigarettes, or the shadow side of me is like, I really go crazy with working out. It doesn't always have to be something that's negative. It could be something that you may not necessarily want to share with other people, but it's a part of you that you're not very comfortable with letting other people know, or even paying attention to so much within yourself. It's the part of you that your ego doesn't necessarily want to pay attention to you. And for some people, that could be the spiritual side of them because their ego may be more social and materialistic. So during the winter months, we get into that spiritual cocoon, we get into that darker place where we are able to actually hibernate and plant those seeds, and get in touch with our shadow slash darker side so that we could actually experience ascension and spiritual enlightenment. So right now we're in the harvest season, whereby we're, like getting we're reaping everything that we sowed, and we're making harvest of it, so that we can use all of the wonderful skills, abilities, knowledge, and wisdom that we have harvested in the darker, more cold winter months. So it's all a huge big cycle of life, and it's for our betterment. So moving on, we're going to move into the gemstone that I would like to discuss with you. Now, I don't know if you have gotten your beautiful resource as the Crystal Bible. If you don't have one, that's cool. You don't need one, because I got one for you. So this week we will be discussing a gemstone by the name of Apatite. I'm just looking for it. Where is it? Yes, Apatite. Now, I know you couldn't really see the picture too well, and I am so sorry. And I have one here. And the interesting thing is about this gemstone is that, let me see if I could do something so that you could actually see the color. Is this a little better? It's a bluish gemstone that has like metallic gray in it. It's a very, very pretty gemstone. It has like metallic gray and white in it. And an apatite, I hope I'm pronouncing this gemstone the right way. Please forgive me, gemstone, if I'm not. But this gemstone helps to suppress hunger. This gemstone is also a very, very motivating gemstone. It helps to boost your motivation. It helps to eliminate blockages and return your body to balance. It helps to balance out your chakras. I'm going to try to move it up a little closer. See, I'm trying to see. It helps to build up your chakras and balance them. It works with your throat chakra, and it's a really good stone for teachers to carry, because it helps them to be able to communicate with their students in such a way that the students really understand the information that the teachers are providing. This stone is a great stone for renewing the sensations in your body. It helps to, like I said, balance your chakra, and it even helps to level out and harmonize the yin yang, feminine masculine energy, which falls right in line with what, fam? The equinox, almost equal hours of daylight and moonlight, harmonization. Get it? Connecting the dots with me here. Okay. The apatite is a great stone for manifesting ideas into reality and getting the results that you want. This stone is traditionally known for its humanitarian energies and unity energies. And it's a really great stone to carry and hold with you if you are studying. It helps with, your diligent studying. Now, it's a great stone for communication. That's why I was also holding it when I was talking. Helps me. And I felt it helping me talk and explain the equinox and its energy. It's a great stone for self-expression. It encourages openness and helps with acclimating to different social situations. It's a stone that can be used when you want to balance your energies, your emotions, your chakras, your subtle bodies, your energy fields. It helps with the dream state, and it's a really good stone to carry if you want to enhance your meditation practices. The apatite is a good stone to carry and work with if you are looking to develop your clair abilities, like your clairvoyance or your clairsentience, or your clairaudience. So it's a stone that helps you develop and tap into your psychic abilities and gifts. It's a really, really pretty stone. I'm trying to see, can you see it like this? It helps you to get in touch with and connect to the higher levels of spiritual guidance. It helps with increasing your psychic abilities, like I said. And it also helps with your body systems. It helps to like balance out and heal all of your body systems, your glands, and your organs. The primary chakra that this stone is associated with is the throat chakra. And the secondary chakra that the apatite is associated with is the third eye chakra, of course, because it's associated with your, connecting with and developing your clear abilities. The apatite is also great when you want to have some type of equilibrium and balance within yourself with regards to your masculine and feminine energy. It's a good stone to work with if you're trying to find peace and tranquility and harmonization within your energy fields. I'm sorry, I'm not holding it up. Peace and harmonization within your energy fields. It's great for speech, great for social events. Like if you feel kind of nervous or you're a wallflower and you just actually want to build that courage and confidence to go out and socialize with people, oh my goodness, get an apatite. It's also, you know what? It just fell, right? It fell on my glass table, and it's a kind of flaky stone too. Like it has, oh, I don't know if you heard that. You see that? Isn't that interesting? So yeah, there's white in it, there's a little silver, it's like a bluish greenish color. It's a really, really pretty stone. It's a chalky type of stone. But it does exactly what it says. And since I want to develop my clear abilities and gifts, I think that I'm going to leave all my other gemstones that I carry in my big gemstone bag at home, and I'm going to carry this gemstone with me and actually meditate with it. Because normally when I meditate, I fall asleep, and I'm like, you know what? I'm probably just going into this really deep stages of meditation, but I would also like to stay awake and or learn how to stay awake. So yeah, definitely. This is another gemstone that you should definitely think about getting. So, oh, and that's how it ties into the equinox, because the equinox is about the energy of balance for that one moment. Although the energy carries on through the entire day, you know, the equinox is about finding that balance and harvesting the energy of that balance so that you could move forward in your spiritual growth. So, and this is the the absolutely perfect stone for that. And it, like I said, it was just so synchronistic that I'm following the stones in the book that I have, and it just so happened that we got up to this gemstone today on the day of the fall equinox in the northern hemisphere. So, and then, it seems like the sun is in the sign of Libra. Mercury goes direct in Virgo. It's just like all perfect. So, fam, I told you that I wasn't going to take too long and we were going to have fun. So, I hope that you enjoyed. Next week, we will be discussing a different gemstone. And yeah, I think that I will probably be recording before the next new moon at the end of this month. So yeah, I was gonna say, then we'll discuss the new moon, but I don't think that I really want to discuss the new moon because I'm still going through this battle of whether or not I want to, I just don't. Okay, you get it. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed, and I will check you all next week. See you later. Love you.